Hello, 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 people. Good to have you here once again. Welcome to this live. How you have been doing? And welcome. Check out some things. If you are here, please send up a message in the chat for I know that I'm with myself. Okay. Okay, let's get to it once again. Welcome to this live. Welcome. Um, well, I intend to. Um, sorry. Feels like I'm getting feedback. Feels like I'm getting. Okay, let's just get right into it. So yeah, based on what I shared, I said we'll be talking about what I have been up to since it's July, so we're like halfway done with the year. And so yes, this is just like a mini catch up with you, me, what's been happening, what's been happening with you, what's been going on, what have you been up to, what have you been doing. Um, yeah, basically that's just it. So it's just need to more like a mini assessment of how far we've gone and we've done with um the year, what we've been up to. Um, yes, and just to just to think, think, um, to know how well we're doing and the things that we need to get to do better, right? What we need to get to do better, so that by the end of the year, you're not just looking at yourself and saying, "Oh, this year just went by like that." Like 2024 was just like any other year or anything, you know. Yes. So basically, that's just about it. Remember earlier in the year, I made a video about New Year resolutions, um, about not really New Year resolutions, like right, but just about um, just about I mean, people coming into the new year, setting goals, having expectations of how they want their year to go, um, how they intend to get things done in the year. And one of it is people having New Year resolutions, right? People having New Year resolutions, just writing down, having a journal, writing down things. Oh, this is what I want to do. This is what I intend to achieve. This is how I intend to go for the year. And yes, we've since spent 6 months. Um, it's just right, especially for people who have resolutions, who have written down goals and visions for the year. It's just right that um halfway through the year you sit down and you you try to go back to your drawing board and say, okay, what exactly have I done based on the things that I've written for the year? How well have I gone with my visions and with my goal? What are the things that I'm not doing right? What are the things that I need to drop? What are the things that feels like unattainable, right? Um, what are the things that, oh, you know what, this was just like um reaching too far, reaching too much, and yeah, and what are the things that were not on your initial drawing board that along the year you just have to pick up, you just have to do. Yes, you just have to allow into your space, right? So that's just it, like basically. Sorry, I feel like there's something wrong with my audio. I need to reassess and work on this. A minute, please. Okay. Yeah, this is back on. If you're online and you can hear me, I would really appreciate if you can just put it in the chat box so you can hear me. So I know that the audio, like I'm really audible. Okay, so back to what I was saying. Yeah, it's better now. Initially, I was having feedback, but now I can't hear that. So I think yeah, it's better now. Yeah, it's better. So like I was saying, so this is basically just more like checking in with you who is watching this video now. Just yeah, talking about myself. Yeah, so talking about myself really, and because well, just like most people, let me not say everybody, just like most people, please, if you are, I can see some people online, please, I want you to help me out. Just drop a hello or hi, then please let me know if you can hear me. So that's this life is not a waste. So please help me, yeah? People, help me, help me. So please, for those who are online, okay, can you hear me clearly? Because I don't know. I want to be sure that this audio is okay. Yeah, thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. If you can hear me, please, I need you to drop it in the chat box so you can hear me. Because I don't know what's wrong with my yeah. Okay, great. All right. So welcome, welcome, welcome once again. Thanks for joining this live. Um, yeah, I was saying some things earlier. So just to recap for those who are just joining. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. All right. So, like I said this life is just like some sort of assessment for you that is watching and for me, right? So I earlier in the year I made a video about goals and visions for the year where you know people. upon entering the new year, quite a number of people, wow, thank you, quite a number of people write New Year goals, right? So this is what I intend to achieve for the year. This is what I want to do. This is who I want to be for the year. Also, it's a new year, and we just all go have a vision board, have a mood board, or what have you, and we just write that out and we run with it for the year. So now with we are in July, so it's like 6 months gone, and we have 6 months. So I feel like it's just um, advisable or reasonable, whichever word you want to use, that you we just try and assess how well am I doing for 2024. Um, what am I doing wrong? Based on the things that you've written out for the year. For some, you might not have written it in a book or a journal or have a mood board or a vision board for the year or whatever. It might just be something you are committed to doing. Oh, okay. Sorry. Maybe I should just read it slightly better. So, like I was saying, it might just be something that you've committed to doing in your mind. Though I feel like it's really advisable if you write something down because you can always go back to it. You can sound like it's a more advisable reminder for whatever it is that you intend to do, right? So usually, well, for me, I do write things down, goals, visions, I write them down. And I feel like for anyone, that's like advisable to do. So now this life is just to talk, get feedback from you, um, share how far you think you've done. And this is in no ways to remind you of the failures in quotes now. Like, oh, maybe you set a goal and you give yourself 3 months, 6 months, and in 6 months you're looking at the goal and the goal is staring right back at you like, nah, you've not done anything. So it's not to say, oh, you failed, right? There's still time. There's still time. And in a video that I shared earlier, I think when I'm done with this live, I'm going to link that previous video to this. Um, I said quite a number of things. We write New Year goals. For some people, their New Year goals is to challenge them, right? And most times, in trying to challenge yourself, those goals are unrealistic. You just put something bogus on the goals on your list and be like, okay, you know what? By this, and time, this time, or some of those goals are influenced by the achievement of some people that you've seen. So maybe quite a number of people, especially for celebrities, influencers, like public figures. Let me use that word. They tend to like just, how would I put it? By the end of the year, everyone is coming and saying, "Oh, this is why I did for the year. This is what I achieved. This is all it is, and that all of that." And what that does to some people is it sort of puts pressure on them. Yeah. So you look at yourself and you start comparing yourself with the other person, and you're going, "Oh, if this person can achieve it, this person doesn't have two head now." So yeah, since I can achieve it, so you put something bogus on your list, sometimes unrealistic, sometimes realistic, right? Now you have really not sit down to weigh your own strengths and weaknesses to help you really align your goals to your person, right? So we just go and then you find out that at the end of the year, you've really not achieved anything because what you wrote down was not one inspired by your own strength. Yeah, we know that everyone has certain amount of strength, but if you tend to challenge yourself better, the strength that you feel like you do not have, just out of nowhere comes, right? I think there's a term for that, relating to physical strength now. So it tends to come out, right? And you're looking at yourself and you're like, oh wow, so I can do this. Yes, there's that. But then again, realistically, you have to be like, okay, this is who I am. You don't throw yourself in the open when you are more of an inside person. You are not all over the place when you are someone who likes to work in small circles, right? You don't throw yourself into the pond when you're someone who is just a poor person, realistically. Right. So this is all to say, okay, so what have I done based on my goals, based on the things I wrote down? I'm going to talk about myself now. So late last year, late last year, I told myself, okay, 2024 is a new year, and I want to be serious. I'm using that word because yes, that's it. I want to be serious. Not like I've been not serious all these years, right? But I looked at it and be like, okay, you know what? I really want to be intentional about 2024 and everything. Um, Marriage, parenting, career wise, and this and this. So I started this YouTube channel late last year, November to be precise. So I told myself, you know what? This year I'm really going to be intentional about what I do with this channel. If you go through my channel, it's 6 months, right? Okay, this is the seventh month. And if you go through my channel, have I really been like really intentional about it? Yes, but not as much as I planned it to be. Okay, so not as much as I planned it to be. Hi, Musonda, welcome. Let's go to have you here. So, like I said, it's not as much as I planned it to be, right? Um, Minus the months that I was healed because May, June, I was literally in and out of hospital like every other week. May and June, I was, let's say they were 8 weeks in. Those 2 months, I was literally sick for like 6 weeks. Like sick for 1, 2 weeks, take a break, and then I'm back at it again, take a break, I'm back at it. So that's the way the whole 2 months went. And for those 2 months, I was practically useless. I couldn't do nothing. So thinking about shooting a video or sitting down doing a live and all of that was like the least of my worries because I was nursing myself back to health. I'm a toddler mom, you get, and I have a job. So all of that, like doing any video for YouTube was like the least of my worries. And then there were the times where um prior to May, there were times where I was talking down on myself because as much as YouTube look easy, being a YouTuber, having and trying to grow a channel on YouTube is not for the faint-hearted. Trust me, it's so not for the faint-hearted. So there was, doing pushing out videos and not getting as much views as you really want, and then trying to do something and talking down on yourself, and let's just leave it. But thank God for um the good people in my life who were like literally pushing fire on me that just keep going. And I think the last live I had was 3 weeks ago. So back at it again, and hopefully for the remaining part of the year, based on what I have written out to do concerning this channel, God helping me and on my honor, I'm going to keep at it, right? Hi, Victoria. Welcome. Thanks for joining in. So, yes, that's it about this YouTube channel. And okay, so one of the things again that I wrote out, uh oh my god, please, can you hear me? Hey God, oh. Hello, can you hear me? Okay, all right. Okay, because I honestly don't know what's wrong with this mic this morning, and I tried it before coming live. So I don't know. Initially, it was me hearing feedback, and now I can't hear you. Victoria, can you hear me, please? That's why I had to remove it from my clothes and hold it in my hands. Um. Okay. All right. So Victoria, please, if you can hear me, just let me know in the chat box. Meanwhile, for everyone who has joined, please like this video. Like this video. Yeah, there's like three dots on your upper. That should be your right. Yes, please. Is important. Is important. So as I was saying, for personal development, I'm someone who reads a lot of books. Like every year, I will go book shopping, not just one, two, because I try to set a target for myself. At least in a month, I read one book, which means like in a year, I would have read like 12 books, right? But last year, I didn't do much. I didn't do much. I'm not even sure I read a book throughout last year. So I told myself this year I was going to read books on everything, books on career, um into marketing communications, um career, um spiritual books, and I'm more of an old school. You will think, yeah, I do ebooks, but ebooks don't do it for me like I am hard copy. So even if I read an ebook, I try to get a hard copy. Plus, I love to build my library, and what better way to build your library than get hard copies, right? So I do get hard copies, but last year I didn't. This year I have some books that I know, like, for since I've gotten them, I've not even opened them. But fortunately for me, right, um, so far in this year, I think I have done about three books this year, and yeah, it has been e-copy, e-copy. Though I intend to get the hard copy because they are not books that I have or I've read before, right? So on that, I think even though it's not the goal I had set, because if we were to look at it, I should have gone like six books in this year at least. That's at least, but three books, I think that's fair. Do not good, and it can be better, which is why for the remaining part of the year, I have made up my mind that at least in a month, I would read a book so that, and this is not about keeping scores. It's not about, okay, I told myself 12 books in a year, take done by the end of the year. No, because at the end of the day, if I'm reading those books and it's not making me a better person, then what's the point? What's the point? If I'm reading books on my career, if I'm reading books as a parent on parenting, motherhood, and whatnot, and I'm still a shabby parent, what's the point? So the idea is, okay, you read the book and then you're developing yourself. You read the book and then you're a better person. You read the book and it shows. That's the idea. So it's not just breezing through books and ticking it off the list that okay, I have done it, right? And which is the same, which is what should be applicable to every other person. If you're saying, okay, this is the goal I intend to achieve, it's not just about, oh, you have 10 lists on your you have 10 points or 10 things to achieve on your list, and by the end of the year you successfully ticked everything. Kudos to you. But then again, you have to sit down and ask yourself, okay, these things that I've written on my list, what has it done for me? um is there anything to show for it that okay, I've been doing this thing? Can people really say that, okay, even if they are unaware of your commitment, right? Can people really say, okay, um you're a better person than you were last year? Can people really say, oh, there's something that's changed about you? Because at the end of the day, as much as we're doing a lot of things, setting goals for ourselves, trying to prioritize things for ourselves, the end result is that whatever we do, whoever it is that we become, it should influence other person positively. Positively, it should influence any other person. So if you're like a leader figure, or yeah, if you're a leader or not public figure, but like a top figure, say um you're someone who has positioned yourself as a model, then for people that look up to you, they should be able to learn one or two things and be recipients of the things that you are doing for yourself. So if that's not the case, really, what exactly are you doing? What exactly are you doing? So, like I was saying, for the books now, yeah, and if there's anyone on here that has recommendations for books, um, I'm open to it. And if there's anything, again, I'm not just talking to myself. The idea is, what have you been up to, right? So you can always put it in the chat box, and let's hear it. Let's hear it. Let's hear what you've been up to. Let's hear what you've been doing. Let's hear um, the things that you've set for yourself and how well you've gone with achieving those things. Right. So, okay. Another thing that I did put on my list to do two things. One, though, well, it doesn't matter. One is learn how to drive. I've been putting that off my list for the longest time. I don't know why. I don't know what's responsible for that. It's not like I do not have the means to learn it, but for some reason I've been putting it off my list. I don't know why. But thanks be to God. Thanks be to God, I've been able to tick that off my list. Like, give me anything I can drive now. No, don't give me anything. I'm still a learner. I'm still a learner. So, but at least I've been able to commit to learn how to drive. And one of the things I did was not learn with my husband, not allow my husband teach me, because that didn't work in time past. I'm a strong head. When my husband volunteers to teach, we go one day, and then the other days I'm looking at the person like, nah, let's just stay in, let's just stay in, let's just stay. So that went on for the longest time, but had to commit to learning from a driving school, which where you paid, so you're not going to allow your money to go to waste, right? So yes, that has been ticked off my list. Then survival skills. I committed, no, I decided I was going to learn how to swim. I don't know how to, and I'm afraid of, not really afraid. What's yeah, you get it. I don't know how to ride a bicycle, which is why I'm committing that my children must know how to. But swimming school, that's still on note for now. Though hopefully, maybe by the end of the year, I'll come back and tell you, oh, you know what? I'm now Michael Phelps. I think that's his name. Yes, that great swimmer. Hopefully, hopefully, right? So that's that. Then yeah, like that's like the most important on my list entering the year, and that is building and having a better relationship with God. I am unashamedly, no, yes, I am unashamedly a child of God. I'm a believer, I'm a Christian. And yes, it's important to develop a on a daily basis. Just develop a better relationship with God. Right? And that was one thing I committed to doing last year, like entering into this year. Has it been what I intended it to be? No. To be honest, no. And reason. Okay, I'm not going to give a reason to excuse why it has not been that way. Same as every other things that I have mentioned earlier that I have not been able to do. I'm not going to say, okay, this is the reason, this is that reason, and all of that. No. But the thing is that so far, so far, I know, and there are results to show for it, right? That it has been better than previous years. There has been it has been a like an up and down kind of situation and relationship. Like someday like I am in my Jesus girl mode, and on some day I am in my Jesus girl mode, right? But there are nah, there are days when it feels like no, this is not it, right? There are days when it feels like am I really doing much? Like, is God really saying what I'm doing? And okay, maybe some other day I'm going to talk about, yes, some other day I would really love to talk about this. And which is most times I don't know how it is for you who is watching, but at least I've seen people share these things, like even the ones that seem like they've gotten it all together, like they are just up there when it comes to spirituality, right? It feels like on some days you're looking at yourself and you're like, with this kind of relationship I have with God, God does not have that kind of relationship with me. Like you're beating yourself up for I'm not doing well spiritually. And so it feels like God is distant from me. And so let me just stay here, Jerry. Or maybe someday you have committed to, you know what, Holy Spirit is me and you, and we are going to go this day fully. And someone just vex you, and you're just raking like, and you're saying all sorts of things. Like, mm. And sometimes in instances like that, when you feel like, I don't mess up, or you don't mess up, and all of that, you go back in your shell, and you're like, there's this guilt. Yes, there is this guilt that comes with no, God is no, God is really unhappy with you, and all of those things, and whatever, right? And instead of you just pushing yourself and continuing in that relationship with God, you're taking a step back, and before you know it, you're like two steps back, and before you know it, you're like back to where you started from. Okay, but I think that's like one of the things that I've been able to learn when it comes to relationship with God in this year. And that is even when you mess up, like that time, boom, 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 that you mess up, come back. I come back, sit with God, sit with God. Because hey, is better, right? That you're fully messed up and you're with God, than you are fully messed up and you're condemning yourself. There's a song that I listen to over and over again, and the person was saying, "I Dami, welcome." The person was saying in that song that God is the person who brings a dirty person close to him, right? Um, I'm and if there's anyone on this life or who will be watching this video later and is not a Christian, I'm talking based on my Christian beliefs, right? I don't know how it applies to every other religion. So this is from a Christian standpoint. Okay, so it says that God is a person that brings a dirty person, like dirty, you get dirty, a sinner, or whatever, brings them close and makes them clean. So, in the true sense of it, right, it's not like God is really expecting you to come all clean and all pure. Again, I'm saying this from the fact that, okay, if you're the kind of person that have set a spiritual goal, I'm talking again as a believer, as a Christian, let's get it, as a Christian. So if you're the kind of person that have set the goal that, okay, you know what, I want to build my relationship with God. If it's something that you did set out to do from the beginning of the year, right? Um, and it seems like you have not been able to get it. You're sort of withdrawing and moving back or whatever. What I've discovered, and this again, like I said, one is from my own experiences in time past and from what people have shared. And thank God for social media, actually. Thank God for social media, actually. It gives, though there are pros and cons, right? But one of the things, one of the, to me, you know, one of the things that I have been able to, I've come to appreciate when it comes to social media is that it has now given people platform, especially genuine people, not selfish people who are all about clicks and likes and impressions and just getting the numbers. Like people who really have an assignment of pushing things out, right? Good things out to help people, is that social media has been able to create that platform where people can really come out. There are people that you see talk well online, but if you meet them, they're like really, really, really introverts, and you're wondering. But thank God for social media. Like I said, like people have been able to come out and share things like that, share um their lowest moments to help other people. And now talking about building a relationship with God and whatever, um, there are people, like people that you look at and you be like, oh, these ones have it all put together, right? That have come to say, okay, there were times in their lives when they were struggling with having a relationship with God. They were struggling with praying. They were struggling with studying the Bible. They were struggling with exhibiting the fruit of the Holy Spirit, right? And in instances like that, normally what the first thing that will come to your mind is, God will be disappointed with me, right? And it just makes you take steps backward, like you're just there. You're just there, you're not doing anything. And before you know it, really, and I'm going to say this literally, time has gone. Time has gone in the sense that even you are not um a better person spiritually, and time has gone in sense that again, whatever it is that you feel like you have been commissioned to do, you are just letting it lie there, and it's not beneficial to you, it's not beneficial to the person or the people that your essence is supposed to be beneficial to. So this year, from there were low moments from me. There are times when I feel like, okay, this is it. You draw out plans and you say, okay, you know what, this week I'm going to pray this number of days, I'm going to fast this number of days, I'm going to study this Bible and do all of those things. And you're finding out that at the end of the day, maybe you only had one or two times to pray. Yeah, there's the issue of laziness on some people. When you just wake up and you feel like, and before you know, there's the issue of procrastination too. For some of us that are procrastinators, for those of you that procrastinate, catch yourself. You just, you know what? I'll do it later. I'll do it when is one. When is one? I'll do it. No, let me just. I'll do it by 3. Or you set alarm for prayer watches, and then the alarm just goes off, and you're like, uh, I'll do it later. That's me. I've done it like several times this year. Just let me just wait now. I'll do it later. Before you know it, time has gone. Time has gone. Is it um okay? No. Can you do better? Of course, yes. You can do better. You can be better. You can be better. So 6 months gone by, we have 6 months left. We're like 2 weeks into this month too, right? I think so. Today is 12. Mm, yeah, that's like almost 2 weeks, right? Yes. So as much as it seems like you've not done much, as much as it feels like what am I doing safe? Um there's a Yoruba saying, and I'll try to interpret this in English. Mm, okay. For the Yoruba speaking people watching this, they will understand. So the saying goes that the sun up there is still enough to dry the clothes. That was a mess. I'm trying to get like an English mm, saying that can work for what I'm trying to say. Mm, okay, let me use this one. The one that says, when there's life, there's hope, Abi. So you don't write yourself off because uh, I wrote this plan, this is my vision, and I've not been able to do it. Therefore, oh, you're a failure. No, you're not. Or you're writing yourself off and you'll be like, oh, I wrote this plan, and you know what? Just accept defeat now. In 6 months, what do you intend to achieve in 6 months? You can achieve a lot. Trust me, you can achieve a lot. You can achieve a lot. So, but again, it boils down to how committed you really are to achieving those things. Um, are you really, are you really about the things that you've written out? I said earlier, for those that are just joining, that sometimes we just write out goals and visions and draw up vision boards based off of what other people have done or what you're seeing other people doing, and not based on what exactly do I want to achieve with this thing that I am writing. When we do that, we are just like shooting ourselves in the leg, basically. Just shooting ourselves in the leg because you're just writing things that are really unattainable. And at the end of the day, you just find yourself going in circles, going in circles, and not doing anything. So, um, you have 6 months, maybe 5 months, and some weeks to go. And I would suggest to you that if there's anything that you've written or you have told yourself that you wanted to achieve from the beginning of the year, and it seems like you've not done much about it, just go back to the drawing board and sit down and set realistic goals. Basically, stay committed to whatever it is that you want to do. Don't mount pressure on yourself, really, because, well, as much as I really do not like the idea of New Year resolutions in 2022. um, as much as I don't, but then again, when you're writing your goals down, that's just like the resolutions for the year. But just look at it and see something. Um, Try and see what is really attainable, and see what is really attainable. If, like me, a book in a month is too much for you, then let it go. Major thing is look at a book and um, read it. Again, some people can read more than a book in a month, but they don't want to do it because the lazy part of them has, like, is just right there in their faces. It's not to anybody's benefit that anyone is being lazy, honestly. And I'm even speaking to myself because sometimes we tend to lose the will to do some things, right? But if you know that there is um an agenda that is even greater than you, then you would really push yourself to doing some things. You will stretch yourself to doing some things. I remember having a conversation just yesterday, and she's here, she's watching me with a friend of mine. And yeah, and she was talking about this and that. We're trying to just talk about something that she's supposed to do. And I remember the statement I said specifically, you asked for busy, now this is busy. So you can't complain, right? Because now she's um what she prayed for is manifesting, is showing up small small. And um truthfully, the things that she's doing, uh the assignment that she's committed to doing, there are results for it. She's a YouTuber just like myself, and she's into relationship, marriage talks, and all of that. Now she's getting the platforms to show forth the knowledge that she has. Now imagine she's just all by herself, and she's doing a little sleep, a little slumber, a little sleep, a little slumber. The wisdom that she's dishing out, the knowledge that she's sharing, and is being beneficial to people, it won't be there. And then those people who are supposed to, like, who are probably within a circle and an extension of a circle, right? Who are supposed to benefit from these things, whose eyes are supposed to be opened to these things, won't be. And then whose loss? Our loss, and it is a loss to the other people. So we really need to, like, um deal with laziness, because sometimes I feel like that's like something that gets the better part of people, being lazy and trying to stay in your comfort zone. I know, like, okay, I'm someone who is like, I enjoy movies a lot. Like, I enjoy movies a lot. I had to take a break like an entire month. I'm not joking. Like an entire month, not watching one thing. And when it felt like I know myself that I can just sneak
and go and watch Netflix. Huh? Just sneak. Had to get accountability partners and be like, you know what, people of God, help your sister. Your sister shall not fail. Yes. When it feels like you know that there are some things, maybe habits that you know you want to drop off, or even goals that you intend to achieve, put yourself um in public in quotes, right? And by this I mean get people that you know can hold you accountable for. Oh, you told me you were going to do this thing. Oh yeah, what happened? How far have you gone with this? Where do you need help? People that are constantly on your neck and be like, okay, you know what, this thing has to be achieved. I feel like if you set goals, sometimes our human nature might just decide to I might just decide to hold back and not do, you know. But the truth of the matter is, if you really and you are very intentional about achieving those things, right? Just get people that can hold you accountable, that can push you. I want to take a course, so I want to do this. Tell them what the course is, take them the duration of the course, and let them daily reminders, daily check-ins like how far have you gone with this? How far have you done this? The course you said you were going to take at this point in time. Do that. I feel like it's going to help people. But then again, it's just that I feel like maybe well, things I've seen from people, we don't like to talk. I feel it comes from a place of betrayal for some people. But I want to believe for everyone who is watching, there has to be like at least one person that is like really down on your matter. And if you feel like yes, I do not expect people to be, how would I put it? I do not expect people to keep talking and talking and talking, like just talk to any random people about the things that you want to do or the things that you want to achieve or whatever. I I'm not that kind of person. I'm a very private person. So if I'm talking to someone, be rest assured that this person like is my core, right? So I feel like don't speak out. People don't speak out, and that's an issue. Because if we you can't do life alone. I've said this like several times. You can't do life alone. So there has to be someone that is like that will literally hold you by the hand and walk life with you, do life with you. So you have to get people like this to like be your accountability partners in whatever it is, even if it's like the littlest of things. Some of us, some of us are not really, how would I put it? But for some people, it's a lot of work for some people. So we really have to like choose people, get people that can hold you by the hand, carry you to achieving the things that you've set to achieve. It won't be easy. It will take a lot for some of us. It will take a lot for the things that you want to do, but your commitment to doing those things will really go a long way. And again, like I said, it won't just be beneficial to you, but to people who look up to you, who are within your circle. It's just um what's this thing they call it now? It's like a ripple effect. You're good, you extend the goodness to people, and before you know it, they become good people too. So, yeah, that's just about it. Yeah, um, I'll be coming back by the end of the year, and we'll be having this conversation again. But by then, it will be more of okay. So tell me, how far, how well, how's 2024? I hope and I believe and I trust God that I will see each and every one of you by the end of the year. So keep at it. Don't stop, even when you feel tired. Don't stop. Just keep going and keep at it. And I trust that everything is going to be really fine. Everything is going to be really fine. Good luck to everyone. Thanks once again for joining me this life. Honestly, I didn't even intend to stay this long, but it is what it is. So thank you everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for being a part of this life. Thank you again for your constant support through these times, and I really appreciate it. Yes, again, my commitment, I'm putting myself out there, committing to doing this a live at least once a week and uploading videos every now and then. So thank you so much, and love you.